According to some neighbors that we spoke with, the Maryland State Police went around and told some of them to lock their doors and to stay inside as they are on an active manhunt. However, Maryland State Police did tell us that there is no imminent threat right now to the public. However, the latest we have heard is that a neighbor here, she's in a home down here at the intersection of North Upper Ferry Road and Nanacoke Road, and she said that she saw the suspect running through her front yard. Police then made their way down here and have since been searching for him ever since. There's the MSP helicopter up above. There are dogs on the ground, the canine unit on the ground, as well as a drone that they have put into the sky looking for this suspect. Now we want to show you some chopper footage from up above, showing you what we've been seeing on the ground all day. Little League President Mindy Davis opened this shed to show us what was inside this morning. A sleeping bag, clothing, lighters, food wrappers, and the last item, so hazardous, police had to be called to remove it. Police tell us Davis Trong killed his daughter and his significant other at one of these townhomes here on Pebblebrook Drive. Now, neighbors tell us that yesterday they woke up to blood-stained driveways and doorsteps. One neighbor tells us his doorbell camera tells of a very scary situation. Now, we want to warn you that some of the images that you are about to see may be hard to watch. There are between 35 and 40 people living here in the village right now. Some we spoke with tell us this program has changed their lives for the better. And they also fear that all this good work could be undone by a lack of money. The sculpture's power is not found in its size, but in the face and the story of the hero it represents. A team of archaeologists and volunteers are getting down and dirty to try to uncover history in Lewis. He has seen groups of 400 to 500 blue catfish in this area of the Wicomico River in one single night, and worries that the livelihood he and others have built is endangered. This digital sign at Town Hall, used to display messages, is exempt from the town's ordinance because it is used for emergency purposes. Any other digital signs, like this one here at a local bank, can only show the time, date, and temperature. It's like a switch the way the rain is starting up and stopping, but one thing that hasn't given way this morning is the wind. They've been through tropical storms before, but didn't know what to expect with this. On a normal day here in Crisfield, it would be nice to just take a seat in this hammock and just take in all the views, but there aren't very many neighbors here to do so right now, and for good reason. Just to give you a little scope and measurement of what this flooding looks like, we've got a speed limit sign here, and I can actually see where the water was even higher. A neighbor tells us this is Nest camera video of his front door around 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. Police confirm the man covered in blood is Davis Trong. They believe he shot and killed his 3-year-old daughter and 31-year-old significant other. Neighbors say Trong lived at this blood-splattered home. Ruben Roca recalls hearing a bang on his door as well around 4:30 a.m. The bloodstains on his front step tell a similar story.
By the time I got to the door, nobody was there, but I heard somebody screaming something like, open the door or something like that. And then I heard a little commotion, I think, in the back.
The video then shows police arriving to the Brookstone Trace community a short while later. Police tell us other people asleep inside the home let officers in when they knocked on the front door. Lorraine Hanser says she saw the police cars outside and was shocked to learn what happened.
For something like that to happen with a mother and a child, that is sad and scary, you know.
And despite not knowing the family well, Roca says the news is still hard to process.
We are really hurt because of the little one used to play with my dog, and she will go to the deck in the back and scream at her, and so then we will wave each other, you know, with them. It seemed to be very nice people. Things change, you know, so drastically from a moment to the other.
Trong is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and possession of a deadly weapon.
Sit down, shut up, and pay the bill. That is not exactly how most people want to be treated by their public servants.
Thomas Gaynor isn't holding back on his concerns to city commissioners. Gaynor says there are 2 parts to his complaint. Tedder did not meet the qualifications of the city manager position as outlined in the city charter. And commissioners decided upon Tedder's hefty compensation in a non-public forum.
Not only was he being paid more than 50 United States governors, but for a town of 1,400 people to be paid with the exorbitant interest-free loan when most people are in the face of inflationary pressures on their daily life was absolutely unacceptable.
The city declined an interview with WBOC. But in a letter to the Attorney General's office, the city says it did not violate FOIA or the city charter when hiring Tedder. It also says they made the decision during a public meeting. Neighbor David Geisler doesn't think the Attorney General should be involved.
I think the city council has the right to hire and fire people, and I think that's what they did. They hired somebody, and I don't think they violated any part of the city charter.
In February, the Attorney General's office determined the city violated FOIA when voting to hire city solicitor Alex Burns. Commissioners were then required to conduct a public vote for Burns' hire. It is not known if the same process will be required if the city is found guilty of violating FOIA laws when hiring Tedder. In Rehoboth Beach, Kirstyn Clark, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader. Little white church with the red door by the railroad track, where everyone is welcome. That is how Reverend Janet Mall Martin humbly describes Prospect AME Church today, while not forgetting its long and rich background.
There is a history not only just for the town of Georgetown, but it's Delaware history also. And so we want to be able to preserve that and to acknowledge that and to let everyone know that we are still here.
The church continues to offer religious and social services to the Georgetown community. But the church's members have not been able to worship inside the sanctuary since 2019 because of serious structural damage.
The walls were cracking, the windows, everything, the whole foundation was, what the church is tilted really right now, and as you can see, where it has sunk down. The handicap ramp that we have there is just not good at all. It's concrete, and it has some holes in it.
Longtime Prospect member Purcell Parker says the fellowship hall next door has been a godsend.
It was something that had to be done. And thank God we had this building. We'd be somewhere else, or this band.
In 2021, the church received a donation from lawyer and social activist Brian Stevenson to start refurbishing the church. Mall Martin says funding from the town of Georgetown in 2023 has also helped, but they still need more help from the community to reach a $150,000 goal.
We are walking by faith and not by sight that project will be completed and we will once again be back into our church. So we're excited about being able to reoccupy the church, the sanctuary.
A deep history with faith in the future. There's nothing like the smell of food cooking on the grill. The sweet aroma filled Casey's Delights restaurant in Millsboro today, but the smell outside was a different story.
It stinks like poop. I said, I can't open my window, I can't open my door because of the smell coming in so bad. It's terrible.
It's really bad. It makes us nauseous and just unbearable smell.
Most people say they first got a whiff of the scent earlier in the week. There are a number of theories about where the smell may be coming from. The most common amongst neighbors is DNREC's recent dredging project in the Indian River, shown here from Chopper 16.
It's not anybody spraying any crops. That's a very distinct smell. No, it's dredging and it smells like somebody's sewer.
Thousands of cubic yards of smelly gunk from the bottom of the river have been removed and dumped in a nearby wetland. In a statement to WBOC regarding the smell, a DNREC spokesperson says there could be many causes and there is no threat to public safety at this time. However, they say the material removed from the river produces a smell generally compared to rotten eggs. As for Thierry Langer, the owner of Casey's Delights, he says so far the smell has not turned customers away.
Maybe it's even positive because they find a shelter inside,
But others say there is nothing positive about it.
It stinks. They need to do something about it.
A smelly situation in Millsboro. Kirstyn Clark, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.